New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
We are also learning tonight a teenager is now in custody. This evening, federal authorities say there was a plot to assassinate Joe Biden. ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas now.
Tonight, a Seattle man is in custody as authorities investigate a potential plot to kill presidential candidate Joe Biden. Newly available court documents offering chilling details about 19-year-old Alexander Treisman. Authorities say Treisman bought an AR-15 style rifle and traveled within 4 miles of the vice president's home this spring. And investigators also discovered a written checklist that ended with the word execute. In April, allegedly posting a meme with the caption, "Should I kill Joe Biden?" Treisman first drew the attention of authorities in May when employees at a North Carolina bank reported his van abandoned in a parking lot. The FBI then opening an investigation, uncovering that Treisman allegedly had interest in terror attacks and mass shootings and had traveled around the country purchasing weapons in various states. Last month, he was charged with possession of child pornography. David, a judge has denied bail and the suspect is being held pending trial.
All right, so some things I feel that did not get pointed out during that news broadcasting, I just want to go over or also rehash just in case you didn't hear or the information was not added in there. Additionally, the FBI uncovered a total of 1,248 videos and 6,721 images of child pornography content, in addition to 637 videos and images of child pornography contained sodomism and or machoism content. Treisman has no previous criminal history, and that his history told the FBI he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome at the age of 12, though he denied having any mental health conditions in his initial review with law enforcement. It was not immediately clear why Treisman has not yet been charged with additional federal crimes other than possession of child pornography. Treisman, also known as Alexander Thess, was arrested May 27th after Kannapolis police searched his abandoned van outside of a Main Street bank that included firearms, explosive material, and $509,000 in cash, which was believed to be Treisman's family inheritance. The weapons included a 6R AR rifle, a Intrek Tech 9mm Luger, a lower AR receiver, a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, a .22 caliber rifle marked Archangel, and a Russian Mosin Nagant M9 bolt action rifle. The search also uncovered books about survival, bomb making, improvised weapons, and Islam. Here's some more information from a different article. However, as of Thursday, no charges have been filed that are tied to any plots against Biden or other acts of violence. The new court documents paint a disturbing portrait of a teenager loner who wandered the country acquiring guns and spoke often of mass violence, from school shootings and killings of black people to crashing hijacked planes into buildings. Treisman, by his own account, alienated friends and family with often racist and violent comments. He once told a friend that he thought he should target homeless people, and he called it, quote, taking out the trash. Quote, so here's my plan. On Christmas or Black Friday, go to the mall food court with work tunes, great bass, a respirator if tear gas is used, and a weapon of choice. I like the AB-10. It's concealable and comes with a 30 rounder by default, though everyone chooses the AR-15. I'm not saying it's normie, just overused. Also to add, Treisman appeared to have been a fan of former Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. In fact, his musings about Biden took place after Sanders left the race on April 8th. Quote, my hatred is for the complacent American people who will turn you in for their own satisfaction. But aside from former goals, my eyes are on the future. If anything, I have to save Bernie while I can. Whether that meant killing Biden or not is unclear. Treisman, who was denied bond this month, remained in Cabarrus County Jail. The charges against him are pending. Now, the main things that you should take away from all of this information, including the video, is the fact that he is not getting charged on having weapons. He's not getting charged on the money. He's not getting charged on any of the posts that he's made that can be seen as threatening somebody's life or trying to cause some type of form or chaos. He is getting charged on child pornography. None of that even has anything to do with the fact that he was in a van and the van had money. The van had a cache of weapons, and he also stated that he was going to commit violence or a violent act towards presidential candidate Joe Biden. None of that accounts. Pay very close attention. And to then further put more on top of that, they listed that he has Asperger's syndrome, and he's had it since the age of 12. But then he stated in the initial interview with police that he doesn't suffer or have any type of a mental illness at all. So which one is it? So who's lying here? Is he lying, or is the police lying? Because what I'm trying to let you know is every single time any of these things takes place, and it just so happens to be that of a true American, they magically find a scapegoat. And the scapegoat would be a mental illness or a mental defect. So because he has Asperger's syndrome, they're going to try and use that as their scapegoat, as their way to lessen the damage on him. Even with the whole thing of the child pornography, they'll also list that too, because they made sure to tell you, like, hey, he doesn't have a criminal history and or a background, so that's going to also play a role. Also, his mental illness is going to play a role. Also, the fact that he's a loner, he doesn't have friends, he doesn't have family, that's going to impact and play a role also. And last but not least, to further add on to that, when they talked about all of the things that were found, they made sure at the very end, on top of the weapons and the how to make this, they wanted to list, oh, there was also a book on Islam. Do you see how they want to play that narrative up yet again? We haven't heard anything about Islam or violence in a very long time. And magically, as soon as you have this Caucasian American showing up and he wants to do all of these violent deeds, or he's masquerading, right, as if he's going to do it, they magically throw Islam as one of the books that were there, trying to prime or throw that in there as if, okay, this is a major concern, so that's going to have people thinking about 9/11, that's going to have people thinking about some other terrorist plots, that's going to have people thinking about the shoe bomber. They're trying to trigger a response from people that's already been primed directly in people's minds since 9/11 about Islam, about the faith, about the people who follow it. So by them adding that in there, that's going to further blow up the narrative and have people very much paying attention to what is taking place here, not because they care, but out of fear that has been primed directly into their subconscious, and they'll use certain words in order to trigger those emotions from people whenever they happen to talk about these subjects. So I want people to pay attention to this, and you can happen to look it up if you want to. You have a couple of stories that are out. One is by the News Post, and it states that TV ratings for the last presidential debate are down 21% from Ohio. So like I said, I'm a little bit of a skeptic, I'm sorry. But you got to think about, if they really want to have people interested in what is taking place, you have to throw something in there in order to lure people, or in order for them to give a second look at what is taking place, and for them to see if they're going to deem it important or not. If you have viewership basically dropping, it's probably been dropping. They just did not want to repeatedly put that information out there. They wanted to make it seem as though everybody was really paying attention to what's going on in the debate, when realistically, more than likely, people aren't. People are, just worried about their day to day. They're worried about the, potential stimulus. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their mortgages. They're worried about their rent. They're worried about the bills. People are worried about more important things that impact them on an everyday basis. Like something like right now, some people might have, 500, 800, $1,200 that they need right now in order to pay a bill in 2 days, versus the presidential campaign, which is not going to put that money in their pocket in 2 days. Understand what I'm saying? So, I can't blame people for them having a wavering view or feeling about the presidential debate, or them even caring about it, because they have more important things that are affecting them right now versus something that's taking place in November 3rd, and that won't take full effect up until next year. So, like I said, that's just me. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video, and how they are trying to dress this 19-year-old going on 42 up as a child with, mental issues, that really doesn't have his family around, that has Asperger's syndrome, and that is just playing around online with an online persona that he just made up just for laughs and giggles. But let me know what you think about everything that I listed in the comment section below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.